On Monday night, Karl-Anthony Towns had the best shooting performance by a big man in league history, in one of the greatest games ever by a player, period. He had 44 points in the first half alone, and had ballooned it to 53 within 3 minutes of the second half. After that, the Hornets had enough, and decided to trap him for pretty much the rest of the game, but his final numbers are crazy regardless. He finished with 62 points, 8 rebounds, and went 10 of 15 from beyond the arc. His 10 made threes are the most by a center in NBA history. Wildly enough, the previous record was held by Aron Baynes, who had 9 in a game in March of 2020. Second place with 8 was a tie between Dirk Nowitzki, Brook Lopez, Myles Turner, and Sam Perkins. But the record is now held by Cat alone. He also became the first player in NBA history to make 10 plus threes, 10 plus twos, and 10 plus free throws in a single game. It's actually insane how great of a shooting performance it was. The game was his second career outing with 60 or more points, becoming just the 7th player in league history to do that. He joined Wilt Chamberlain, Kobe Bryant, Damian Lillard, Michael Jordan, James Harden, and Elgin Baylor on that list. Saying that's prestigious company would almost be downplaying how great the list is. The most impressive part may be the fact that he played under 40 minutes in both games and shot over 60% from the field in both. He was quick and he was efficient. Now I know some people are going to say that the Timberwolves lost, so that means his performance wasn't impressive or impactful. But putting that on Towns is hilarious. Both Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels scored just 9 points, and did so on sub 35% shooting. If you're looking for someone to blame, look elsewhere than Towns. When he said over the summer that he was the greatest shooting big man of all time, it was met with some real pushback from people. But I actually don't disagree. This performance stands alone as the greatest single shooting game from a big man, but his numbers this season are also insane. He's shooting 44.7% from 3 this season, easily first among centers, a whole 3 percentage points better than Al Horford, who is second. That percentage would actually be the highest single season rate for a center in NBA history if it holds up for the entire year. It's made more impressive by the fact that these are not standstill, wide open shots like you see from most big men. He's very respected from out there and heavily guarded on the perimeter, meaning the degree of difficulty is also likely higher than anyone else on the leaderboard, and he's still first. Karl-Anthony Towns is the greatest shooting big man of all time. Now let's take a deeper look at his masterclass on Monday. Before we get into one of the greatest shooting performances I've ever seen, if you enjoy my content or watch a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 96% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watched me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. Karl-Anthony Towns set a new franchise record with an impressive 62-point performance, with a remarkable 44 in the first half. However, the Charlotte Hornets made a comeback from an 18-point deficit, surprising the Timberwolves with a 128-125 victory on Monday night. In the fourth quarter, Towns struggled, only scoring 4 points on 2 for 10 shooting, contributing to the Timberwolves being outscored by 18 during that period. In a crucial moment, Towns believed he was fouled on a drive to the basket in the closing seconds, with Minnesota trailing by 1. Despite this, he was unable to convert on a 3-point attempt on the final possession. Having a night like that on a loss doesn't feel very good or historic, Towns said. Towns concluded the game shooting 21 for 35 from the field, with an impressive 10 for 15 from 3-point range. With this performance, he now owns the top 3 scoring outputs in the 35-year history of the Wolves. Luckily, Towns started missing at the end, Miles Bridges said after the game. There's not too much you can do with a 7-footer that can shoot the ball as good as he does. It's tough for him. Obviously, he's having a great night and you want to win the game, but at the same time, it's a team game, so we had to spoil his night a little bit. Cat is a great player, but it was our night. In the final 12 seconds, the Wolves executed an ISO play for Towns, but Leaky Black blocked his driving layup attempt and subsequently made 2 free throws at the other end. Towns' last-second desperation three-pointer marked the 21st time in NBA history where a player scored 60 or more points in a loss. "There's no moral victories," Towns said. "It was cool when we were saying that when we were 15 and 30 in previous seasons. But we're number one in the West now, one of the best teams in the NBA. There ain't no time for moral victories, silver linings, great night but just not a finish we wanted. We've got to find a way to win. It's about winning the game. It's about staying number one in the West. It's about protecting our home court more, most importantly above all things. It's a great mentality to have. But whether Towns wants to admit it or not, his performance was historic and just added more to his resume as the greatest shooting big man of all time." Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.